know, you're in drag right now, everybody's in drag, you know, when you get dressed, that's your armor type of thing, you know what I mean? This is obviously like an exaggerated form of it, but like everybody goes through that, this is who I want to be kind of thing. So when you say when people want to be pretty, it's more like they want to be who they want to express their own inner drag queen, you know?
Yeah. It's interesting that you say that, because I think about that all the time, because we do beauty tutorials at QVC and we do all kinds of crazy things. And how I see myself, who I think is most beautiful in the world, I don't look like her.
Me too. And plus,
but I don't think that's wrong, and I don't think there's anything wrong with my self-confidence because I think that way.
No, but there's nothing wrong with appreciating other people's beauty.
Yeah.
Like, that has no reflection on you.
I'm Courtney Cason, and I'm a lover of all things beauty. I grew up in my mom's hair salon, and now I talk about beauty on national TV, and the internet, and the dinner table, really just about everywhere. In a world that can be a little dark, a little gloomy, and sometimes even a little ugly, I like to find beauty. In the words of Will Smith, welcome to Miami. Miami has a certain reputation. Bright pastels, Art Deco for days, a place where everything and everyone try to stand out.
Miami is so girly.
Miami seems like a place where people go because they're seeking attention.
Just a very intense city focused on aesthetics.
There's definitely a very superficial aspect to Miami.
Lives lived on Instagram, amazing bodies on the beach, partying until dawn, lavish yachts, Latin rhythms. At first glance, I tend to agree. But if you look a little closer, there's something else that makes this place tick. Something a little bit more, I don't know, real.
And we have families that make a huge difference here.
I've been here before. It was for a bachelorette party, so I guess I sort of contributed to the stereotypical Miami I just mentioned. But this time I want to see a little bit more of the real Miami. The one that attracts people from all over the world and causes them to call this place home. I want to hear about the Cuban population and the chefs steering the world's culinary scene from right here in Little Havana. I want to hear about drag culture and how someone goes from being a handsome Greek boy to a badass boss babe. I want to try new things like cryotherapy and take in life on the water. I also really want to drive a convertible. I mean, there's just so much I want to do. But first, I'm going to get my nails done at the hotel. How are you? Oh my gosh, you too.
Let's see your nails.
I
just have gel on now?
Yeah, just gel. Oh,
okay.
Let me see your nails. Before I got here, I did a lot of research on where to get my nails done, and everyone I talked to, with everything I read online, pointed to one person. In the world of nail art, Rose is Monet, or Picasso, or Banksy. You get the point. People come from all over the world to see her art on their nails.
How long have you been doing nails?
For 5 years.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Could you imagine doing anything else?
No, not right now at all.
Yeah.
I used to do graphic design. I worked for an ad agency, and I would go the whole day without talking to anyone. It was kind of weird. I felt really depressed. I went to Japan and I got my nails done, like Japanese nail art. Japan's like the mecca of nail art, and I came back and it lasted a whole month. And like my nails were so strong. Yes, and this was 6 years ago. Like before nail art was even really big, or like Japanese gel in America.
Yeah.
I pretty much just quit my job and was like, I want to do this. Like I could see myself doing like little mini artwork on people's nails. You know, hair is something that needs to suit you or change the way that you look, and your makeup changes the way that you look, but your nails don't change the way that you look. Yeah. They're just a complete accessory.
I may not wear the craziest outfit, but if I have crazy nails, I feel like I stepped out of the box.
Mm-hmm. And you did. And people will notice it.
What's the craziest thing anybody's asked you to do on their nails?
Okay, there's been a few. I think number one would be a lactating boob.
Did you have to Google image that?
Yeah, I did. It was graphic.
Now, did you put that on Instagram?
No, I did not. I didn't. So if you were to do this color, you could do cherries and it would look really cute, like pink cherries, like this kind. I just don't know if it's too girly for you.
Oh, I'm like full on.
I'm really girly.
I'm very girly. How is Miami girly? Because it must be different than how you see yourself.
Miami is so girly. I mean, everyone wears like flowy clothes and a lot of white and like skimpy clothes too.
Skimpy.
Yes, very skimpy. I don't know, just really stylish. A lot of
Because
people wear
it's so
heels.
hot outside?
Yeah, it could be.
Wherever I go in my life, like whatever my budget is, I think I'll always make room for nails. I just feel better having my nails done.
Most of my clients like don't tell their husbands like how much they spend on nails.
It's probably for the best. I just don't think I'll ever get over this manicure. I love Rose. I think she is a gentle but fun-loving soul. I can't stop staring at them. I actually feel bad because today I didn't talk a lot at lunch because I was looking at my nails. They're just amazing. Like, I just want to stare at them all day. I've even been staring at them while driving. Where am I going? Ah!
Pro tip, don't drive after getting the best manicure of your life. It's a perfect time to call an Uber.
Sorry.
For a list of all the beauty products I used in this episode, search All Made Up on QVC.com. You can't visit Miami without sampling a little Cuban culture. And few things define Cuban culture as well as music and food. And if you want music and food, there's really only one place to go in Miami, La Trova, the restaurant creation of culinary genius, Chef Michelle Bernstein. Michelle Bernstein is a Cuban Jewish badass, a former ballerina turned chef that once beat Bobby Flay in a cooking contest. Not ballet, of course, but I'm thinking she'd win that too. She's pretty much the coolest chef I've ever met. Also, she has much better hair than me in this humid Miami climate.
You are so lucky. Like, I look at your curls and I think if my curls were like that, I'd be so thrilled.
It's only because I cut it off. When it's down here, it doesn't curl like this.
Is
That's
it
why
like
I
just
cut
much
it.
more?
It just weighs it down.
Yeah. Who do you think is more fun?
Half my life has been a brunette and half my life has been a blonde, so I couldn't tell you.
You know, I'm not even sure what my natural hair color is either.
Yeah, no, I know, and mine is not a good one. It's turning that beautiful platinum-y gray color.
Do you think you'll ever commit to like full fun platinum gray, or do you think you'll always be a
Oh,
blonde?
for sure.
Yeah.
My mother went fully gray. I'm not fully gray yet, but when I am, I'll do it. I
Yeah.
love it. I think it's the sexiest thing. I would say that this is probably the dish that most people ask for.
Yeah.
And it's a dish that I grew up with because my mother taught me how to make it. So
Yeah.
I use a little bit of her sazon, which is her flavor,
Yeah.
with my sensibility as a chef.
Do you think you cook it as well as she does?
No, I don't cook anything as well as my mother did. I can ship this to you wherever you are.
I'll give you my American Express right now.
A little credit card debt for that food is so worth it. It was undeniably good. The heart of Cuban life in Miami is in Little Havana, just a few blocks from La Trova on Calle Ocho. Here, Cuban culture is on full display. It's a wonderful combination of art, music, produce, politics, even dominoes.
You are on the most political street in South Florida. I mean, this is all about Cuban politics. It's basically, hola, ¿cómo le va, señora? It's basically Cuba. It's a late city. You know, it's as if we were in Central and South America as far as the culture. It's a late culture. The bars are open late. And remember, Miami, you're allowed to be open all night if you have a certain license. Not our place, but like our other bar, Sweet Liberty, is open till like 4 in the morning, 5 in the morning. They have coffee. Muchas gracias, querida. Muchas gracias, eh? It's gonna be really sweet, by the way. So this is one of my favorite places, just because, I mean, it's just so picturesque, right? It's just fruit that you wouldn't see grown in other parts of the country.
I read something about you once when somebody asked you if you were really excited that you beat Bobby Flay, and your response was like, no, because he's my friend. I wish we could have tied. That was just very cool.
It is how it is. I mean, growing up, I never wanted to win the races, but I wanted to tie because I was never like anybody else, you know, with the frizzy hair and, you know, the funny face and the ballerina, and I just wanted to be accepted. I didn't know how to explain to people that I was Latin and Jewish. Even when I started being on TV, people would write in and say, why is she talking about Spanish or Latin food when she's Jewish? You can be both.
Yeah.
And people didn't understand that. And the world has changed a lot, you know, thanks to Wi-Fi.
Yeah.
I think maybe the coolest thing about Michelle is that she's a great example of how you can be a lot of things and don't need to be defined by any of them. You can be Cuban and Jewish, a chef and a ballerina, and the owner of one of the best restaurants in Miami. Dancing the night away is all well and good, but sometimes you need a little reset. I'm heading to Miami Beach to try a little cryotherapy. Now, I know a little bit about crying and therapy, but I'll be honest, I don't know anything about cryotherapy, and I am frightened. Owner and overall cool lady, Whitney Oakes, promises to take good care of me.
I'm doing a waiver. I'm signing my life away.
We wait until it gets down to negative 140 degrees Celsius.
Which is what in Fahrenheit?
Negative 220.
Oh my God.
Cryotherapy, in literal terms, is cold, unforgiving therapy. If you don't have the willpower for a 20-minute ice bath, this has the same recovery benefits in as little as 2 minutes. Dear God,
Okay.
what did I get myself into?
Is it normal to feel like you're short of breath?
I'm gonna make sure your head is up high.
Okay.
So keep your chin lifted a little bit.
Okay.
Take a few regular breaths. Are you still feeling short of breath?
No.
Okay.
Okay.
So sometimes when it's so cold, we just forget how to breathe. It's like jumping into a
Totes
cold
my
lake.
goats.
Yeah. Okay. Are you feeling tingling in your legs?
Yes. Is that good?
That's great.
okay.
On a scale of 1 to 10, how strong are your tingles?
It's like an 8.
That's amazing. Okay, so you're already down to 10.
How many minutes was that?
You
was
did
that just
2
like one-
minutes.
I did 2 minutes?
Okay, are you ready?
Yes, I'm ready.
Okay.
I feel like I can't feel my legs, but in the best way possible.
Okay, that's good. So all of your blood is coming back. So when you're in there, your body says like, oh shoot, am I gonna live? Am I gonna die? And all your blood comes to your core, and right now it's going everywhere.
Yeah, I can feel it going everywhere.
See?
For the first time, I feel like I can feel every part of my body.
Everything.
Yeah, like in places I didn't know you could feel your body.
That's normal. So you are going to burn an extra like 500 to 800 calories today.
What?
Yeah.
Guys. I feel like if you asked me to go run 8 miles right now, I'd have enough energy to do it. And it's strange when you can feel your body from the inside out. Okay, wait, can I do this? Can I do the facial now?
Absolutely.
Okay.
It's just extremely cold, dry air, like on the scalp, the face, and the neck.
Do you get people asking you if this is a fad or?
I think that there's a huge trend of biohacking, you know, and just helping your body to be better. With that trend comes a lot of science and knowledge and research, but I think that cryo and these kind of services are definitely here to stay. You go for like the muscle recovery, but like you get the beauty benefits as well. You know, people down here, they don't work out like once a day, they work out twice a day, you know, and they don't have 1 green juice, they have 2 green juices. Like it's just it's an intense city focused on aesthetics.
Do you feel like you stand out because you don't wear makeup?
You know, I am sweaty all of the time. Like I work out, you know, I train, like I run and then I box and then I shower. You know, when I come here and then at the end of the day I go in the sauna. So like makeup doesn't act like it doesn't really work for my lifestyle.
What are you that makes you a Miami girl?
Yeah, on South Beach, it's like, I mean, it's a super small town and there's a huge fitness community. You know, so I have found my people. You know, we get up at, 5 and we run together in the morning and we meet for these different, ways to sweat. It's a very easy place to be healthy and find people that like those things as well.
For a list of all the beauty products I used in this episode, search All Made Up on QVC.com. I said before that I wanted to see all of Miami, not just the nightlife, and now I find myself on a boat at 6 a.m., and I'm really beginning to question why I said that. Oh well, at least I get to meet Alex Woodsum. Alex does a lot of things, but perhaps the coolest is her work with Project Healing Waters, a group that teaches wounded veterans how to fly fish. Also joining us is Alex's friend Bobby. He loves the water and is not on social media whatsoever. Today they're gonna try to teach me how to fish. And I gotta be honest, I'm not so sure about this.
Do you just wait?
You'll probably be throwing at fish. You know, you're casting right in front of them and then moving the fly so it looks like a real shrimp or crab or whatever.
If you come tight, Courtney, just pull back on it, okay? And just let them run.
If you guys take anybody fishing and they're just inherently bad.
Oh yeah, you give them a rod, you know within the first 30 seconds.
Oh, sorry, I keep
you're
standing
fine.
on your line.
No, don't worry about it. It's nice and quiet out here. Oh, yes!
So first thing is don't panic.
Oh my God! I think you got one.
You see, it's not that I'm bad at fishing. I'm just not that great at waking up at 4 a.m. Miami's a big town, so of course it's hard to figure out where you want to go first. Lucky for me, I'm hanging out with Chris Adamo, who's the founder of Nootropic, which publishes daily content on how to live like a local in Miami. He's bringing along his friend Christina, who's one half of the Miami-based band Afro Beta. Today I'm visiting North Miami Beach's Bandshell, where locals hang out to experience great music, eat delicious food, and so much more.
Most folks in Miami need to understand how large this place is. They really don't get out of their neighborhood sometimes.
Yeah.
And there's like mini cities everywhere you go, like different countries. It's like little Haiti, it's like little Havana.
There was nobody that came together and like thought about the way to plan the city even.
Yeah.
So architecture is wildly different even in neighborhoods. You're like, this house Mediterranean, this house looks like, I don't know, some Baroque weird, I don't know what. Like everything is just.
1896 is when we made the city of Miami a city. So we're really a very young place here. We're only 123 years in.
You go to vanity projects?
Yes.
Okay, because I see your nails
Yeah.
are done.
Yeah.
Once every month they do this, last week of the month. Yeah, one of the OG trucks is Miss Cheesiest, best grilled cheese in all the universe.
Based off all the food I've had here this week, I may never leave. But it turns out I'm not the only one who feels that way.
A lot of people are sticking around, you know, mostly people that would have left to do their careers in LA or New York are sticking around and digging their heels in and building stuff here. You know, whether it's like Borscht Film Festival or like all these other, you know, artistic groups of people, whether it's musicians or just anybody, everybody.
Yeah, independent cinemas, O Cinema is amazing. You have the Arts Center, you got, you know, all these other people who are like doing the good work in the city.
Yeah.
I think all new.
Yeah.
10 years, it's like a whole new city.
I can see it even myself. Like we used to perform for other musicians would come see our shows, and then little by little you're like, oh, people I don't know. Oh.
Do you wear a lot of makeup when you perform?
I like to, yeah, I like to play, you know, I like to definitely be an amplified or like, I just think being on stage is such a precious gift. This is like an opportunity, you know, you're like, I feel like I would be disrespecting like the stage if I don't like take some kind of time and effort to put on something that's special for you to see, to make it worth it.
Forget staying out all night. In Miami, if the sun is rising, the drinks are flowing. And the fun you thought was reserved only for nighttime is in full effect just shy of noon. Drag brunch. It's so Miami. You may think you know yourself, but once you walk through these bedazzled doors, inhibitions are out and the conga lines are in. Before you know it, you'll be front and center throwing around money and begging for attention from Miami's finest. Athena Dion. She's one of Miami's most popular drag queens and host of the drag brunch at Wynwood's Our House. In order to look this good at brunch, she has me up way too early to put on a little makeup. What is going on here? This is Miami. I'm supposed to be up late, not up early. Ooh.
Do you only go by Athena? Like,
No, my name is Stavros. Boy named
Yes,
Stavros.
well, I'm super, like, I'm also super Greek.
Oh, you are?
Yeah, so I was like, oh. Wait, is
It's
that
like-
glue
this
on your
is-
eyebrows?
Yeah, so I put the glue on. I get it like really messy inside my brows. And what this does is it glues them flat so I can draw over them. And I brush the hairs. I haven't got my eyebrows done, so they're probably gonna be a little chunka-lunka. The glue is gonna flatten it, and then it's gonna make kind of like a prosthetic-y, you know, like a fake skin. And you'll see I can just put the foundation over this after it dries, and I'll have no eyebrows, so I can start fresh.
How did your parents initially feel about you and your interest in drag?
It's a good one. I was kind of dabbling. I started dating a drag queen. Like when I first came out, like my first boyfriend was this really high profile drag queen in Miami, like worked all the clubs, like the me of then, basically. And I was just like so in love with the whole culture, you know, like I wanted to be part of it, you know? Like backstage, dusty mirrors and feathers excited me. Like I just loved it. And then when we broke up, I was like, okay, well, I want to do drag. And then I had to like start buying like stuff, but it was all hiding under my bed, like it was hiding, and I was living at home. So my mom, one day I came home and like all my drag was like out. And I'm like, oh my God, like she found it. Like she found everything. And I had like a heart attack.
This is where it ends for me.
Yeah, like I walked into my room and it was like all like neatly placed in the middle of the room. And I'm like, I do.
And meanwhile, your very Greek mother is like, I can't believe you'd fold them like this.
I was like, so I kind of like put it back under the bed and I like walked downstairs like shaking to like get a cup of whatever drink or something. And I'm like, so did you find anything in the room? She's like, yeah, I moved your heels out from under your bed, this and that. And I was like, okay, so we're just gonna act like it's fine. Okay, cool. We're just gonna go with that. So my dad, who was living in Tarpon Springs, I was like, oh, I'll never have to tell him, you know, this.
Yeah.
But his wife is very like nosy, I guess, and she like did a lot. I guess she was like stalking me on like social media, and so she kind of outed me to my dad. And then my dad, which wasn't really a bad thing, because then my dad like he sent me a card, but then he called me, and he's like, hey, I'm like, hey, he's like, just want to tell you I saw some of your shows online, and I thought he was talking about like, because I was in a Greek dance for like the church,
Yeah.
so I thought he was talking about that. I was like, oh, okay, and he's like, then I realized he wasn't, and he's like, I just want to say, like, I'm just really proud of you. And I was like, you know, so he was like, I'm very proud of you, and you look amazing, and like, so, like, I was just like, on the phone like this, like, and he was saying, yeah, I knew when you were like 3 years old putting your mom's heels on. He's like, The Little Mermaid was your favorite movie, like, how are we not supposed to know? I'm like, why couldn't mom be this, like, observant?
The proportions of drag makeup. I am so I'm gonna say spellbound by.
Okay, well, like, here it is. So when I covered my eyebrows, I basically erased my whole face. And then you start to build a new one. So I have to obviously feminize my face, you know, a little bit, because I'm a boy. And, you know, I'm a pretty boy, but I'm a boy.
You are a pretty boy.
So I make my eyes bigger, my eyebrows are gonna be higher. You know, obviously there's highlights going on here. I look crazy right now, but like this is like my creature. This is my avatar. This is the being this is the being that makes all these hard choices in life for me.
Yeah.
This is what she looks like. So when people want to be pretty, it's more like they want to be who they want to express their own inner drag queen. You know.
Yeah.
Welcome to Drag Brunch, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Athena Dion. I'll be your host all day long. Yo, the first timers, whose first drag show? Anybody's first drag show? On the count of three, say cheers. 1, 2, 3. Cheers! Cheers, honey. Because let's be honest, it's 12 o'clock in the afternoon. The more you drink, the prettier I get. So keep it drinking, okay? Thank you.
Miami is a lot of things to a lot of people. For some, it's a small version of a home they can't return to. For others, it's a place to express themselves freely, whether through makeup, nails, food, or drag. To most people, Miami probably seems like a place where people try to stand out, and that's true. But I like to think it's less about standing out and more about fitting in. Most of us are searching for something, and more often than not, it's some sort of acceptance, some sort of fitting in. Miami has a lot of different things going on, and it allows people to find their thing, their tribe, their place to belong. And that's what makes Miami great. That's what makes it so much more than South Beach. So much more than palm trees, Latin music, fancy boats. Miami is a place that accepts people not just for who they are, but who they want to be. So the next time you find yourself searching for something, for an identity, acceptance, or even a family, remember that a lot of others are out there searching too. And sometimes you find each other. So keep searching. Searching for that thing you love, that place where the inside you is encouraged to be the outside you. And if you find yourself feeling lost, maybe visit Miami. Tell them Courtney Cason sent you. They'll have no idea what you're talking about, but it's a good icebreaker.